Feel your body sinking deeper into the surface beneath you. The weight of your limbs is increasing with each passing moment. Your arms rest heavily at your sides. Your legs feel anchored to the ground. Gravity is pulling you downward in the most gentle and comforting way. There is no need to resist this pull. Let yourself be held by the earth below. Your breathing has naturally begun to slow. Each inhale brings a sense of calm, filling your chest. Each exhale carries away any remaining tension from your day. The air around you feels thick and nourishing. It moves slowly across your skin like warm honey. Notice how your shoulders have dropped, the weight lifting from your neck and upper back. This is exactly where you need to be right now. Safe, warm, completely at ease. As your body continues to relax, you begin to notice a subtle vibration in the space around you. It is not loud or jarring, but rather a gentle hum that seems to resonate through every cell. This frequency is 432 Hertz, a tone that exists naturally throughout the universe, found in the rhythm of ocean waves, in the spiral of galaxies, and in the chambers of your own heart. Let this healing frequency wash over you, allowing it to penetrate deep into your being. With each wave of sound, feel yourself becoming more relaxed, more centered, more connected to the infinite peace that surrounds you. Now, without opening your eyes, begin to sense the space around you shifting. The familiar world you know is gently dissolving, replaced by something far more ancient and profound. You are floating now, not in water or air, but in pure sensation, suspended between what was and what is becoming. Below you stretches an endless sea of light. But this is not ordinary light. It moves like liquid mercury, shifting and swirling in slow motion, reflecting colors you have no names for. Above you, the sky curves like the inside of a vast pearl, translucent and luminous, through which you can see constellations forming and reforming. These are not the fixed patterns you learned as a child, but living arrangements of stars, each one trailing ribbons of color behind it. Like brush strokes in a cosmic painting, the colors blend and merge, creating new hues that exist nowhere else in creation. Watch as a cluster of blue, white stars drifts past, leaving trails of deep purple and gold in its wake. Time here does not tick or rush. Instead, it flows like warmth, spreading through your body, or like shadows lengthening on a summer afternoon. There are no clocks, no schedules, no deadlines pressing against your awareness. You are completely free from the demands of linear time, free to simply be, to float, to observe, to absorb the profound stillness that surrounds you. This is the hollow observatory, a place that exists outside the boundaries of ordinary reality. Here, you are both observer and observed, witness and witnessed, part of the cosmic dance, even as you watch it unfold. Feel how your breathing has synchronized with the rhythm of the stars, each inhale coinciding with a brightening of the celestial display, each exhale matching the gentle dimming of distant suns. Your heartbeat has slowed to match the pulse of the universe itself. Once, twice, 3 times per minute. Steady and strong. A drumbeat that connects you to everything that is. The light below continues its slow choreography. Eddies and currents moving in patterns older than memory. Occasionally, a ripple breaks the surface, sending concentric circles of silver radiance outward. These ripples pass through you without disturbing your peaceful state. Instead, they add another layer to the harmony you are experiencing, like notes being added to a chord, making the whole more beautiful than the sum of its parts. Above, constellations continue their lazy drift, some moving in pairs, others in small clusters, a few traveling alone, each following paths determined by forces beyond comprehension. Watch as a particularly bright star approaches, its trail of golden light spreading wide behind it. As it passes directly overhead, you feel a warmth spread through your chest. Not physical heat, but a sensation of recognition, of coming home. This star knows you, just as you know it, across vast distances of space and time. There is no separation here, only connection, only understanding. The pearl, like dome above you, pulses gently, not with regularity, but with the rhythm of deep breathing, as if the entire structure is alive and sharing its breath with you. With each expansion, colors in the sky become more vivid. With each contraction, the light below seems to settle deeper into itself. You are part of this breathing, your own respiration, now perfectly aligned with the cosmic rhythm. Inhaling as the dome expands, exhaling as it contracts, becoming one with the eternal cycle of expansion and return. In this moment, all the worries that seemed so important before feel distant, like echoes from another lifetime. They cannot reach you here, in the hollow observatory, where peace flows like a river, where time moves only as warmth or shadow, where every breath deepens your connection to the infinite, where every heartbeat reminds you of your place in the cosmos. The light below begins to shift color, from silver to deep blue, then to purple, finally settling on a rich emerald green. Each color change brings a different quality of peace. Silver brings clarity, blue brings depth, purple brings wisdom, green brings healing. Feel this healing energy rising up from the light, passing through your feet, traveling up through your legs, filling your torso with its gentle power, reaching your arms and hands, touching your face and head last. Every cell in your body is now vibrating with this healing frequency. 432 hertz resonating through your entire being, clearing away any remaining stress or tension, restoring balance to systems you were not even aware were out of alignment. Above you, a new constellation is forming. 7 stars arranged in a perfect spiral, each one pulsing in sequence, like a cosmic heartbeat. As the first star pulses, you feel a tingling in your crown. As the second star pulses, the tingling moves down to your forehead. Third star, tingling reaches your eyes. Fourth star, your cheeks and nose. Fifth star, your mouth and chin. Sixth star, your neck and throat. Seventh star, the tingling settles into your chest. The cycle repeats, but this time the sensation is stronger, more complete, as if your entire body is learning to resonate with this pattern. The spiral constellation begins to rotate, slowly at first, then faster, trailing streams of light that spiral downward toward you. These spirals wrap around your body like gentle vines, not binding you, but supporting you, lifting you slightly higher above the sea of light, so you can see the patterns more clearly, so you can feel the connections more deeply. Now other constellations join the dance, forming geometric patterns in the sky above. Triangles, squares, pentagons, each shape rotating independently, yet all moving in perfect harmony. The triangles spin clockwise, the squares counter clockwise, the pentagons move in figure eights, creating a visual symphony that your mind cannot fully comprehend, but your spirit understands completely. The pearl dome above pulses again, this time more rapidly, matching the quickened rhythm of your own breath. You realize that you are not just observing this cosmic ballet. You are conducting it. Your consciousness has expanded to encompass the entire observatory. Every star, every ripple in the light below, every pulse of the living dome is responding to the peaceful intentions of your expanded awareness. The healing frequency of 432 hertz continues to flow through you. But now you understand that you are also generating this frequency. Your relaxed state, your deep breathing, your open heart are creating waves of healing that extend far beyond this place, down through the layers of reality, into the world you came from, touching every person who needs comfort, every creature who seeks peace, every corner of existence that longs for healing. The light below shifts again, this time to a soft pink hue, the color of unconditional love, of acceptance, of complete forgiveness, both of yourself and others. As this pink light rises to meet you, you feel any remaining judgments melting away, any lingering resentments dissolving, any self-criticism transforming into self-compassion. You are exactly who you are meant to be, exactly where you need to be, experiencing exactly what you need to experience. There are no mistakes here, only perfect unfolding, only divine timing. The spiral constellation above you slows its rotation. The geometric patterns stabilize. The pearl dome returns to its gentle breathing rhythm. Everything settles into a state of perfect equilibrium. And in this equilibrium, you find a deeper level of relaxation than you thought possible. Your body feels weightless, yet supported. Your mind feels empty, yet full. Your heart feels open, yet protected. This is the paradox of true peace, being completely present while simultaneously transcending all boundaries, being utterly still while participating in the eternal dance, being fully yourself while remembering that you are also infinite. The light below begins to form shapes, not random patterns, but intentional forms that seem to carry meaning. A spiral, a flower, a tree, each image appearing briefly before dissolving into the next. These are not pictures in the conventional sense, but rather direct experiences of universal concepts: growth, beauty, connection, continuity. The spiral represents your journey inward, deeper and deeper into the center of your being, where all answers reside, where all questions dissolve, where you meet the source of your own existence. The flower represents the blossoming of your true nature, unfolding petal by petal, revealing beauty that was always there, waiting patiently to be expressed, waiting for the right conditions of peace and acceptance. The tree represents your connection to all life, your roots reaching deep into the earth of experience, your branches extending toward the sky of possibility, your trunk standing strong and steady, connecting heaven and earth through your presence. These images fade, and the light returns to its natural flowing movement, but the understanding remains, encoded in your cells, remembered in your bones, carried in your heart. Above you, the stars continue their gentle drift, some moving closer, others moving farther away, but all remaining within your field of awareness. You realize that these stars are not distant suns, but aspects of your own consciousness, projected outward to create the illusion of separation, so you could explore the joy of reunion. Each star carries a piece of your soul, a fragment of your infinite potential, a spark of the divine fire that burns within you. And as you recognize this truth, the stars begin to return, not physically, but in consciousness, each aspect of yourself flowing back into the center, bringing with it the wisdom gained from its journey, the strength developed through challenge, the love discovered in connection, the peace found in surrender, the joy experienced in simple being. as each fragment returns, you feel yourself becoming more complete, not in the sense of fixing something broken, but in remembering something whole, something that was never truly separate. The pearl dome above pulses one final time, longer and deeper than before, and you understand that this structure is not just a building, but a living representation of your own expanded awareness, a crystallization of the peace you have cultivated. The light below shifts once more, this time to a pure white, not harsh or blinding, but soft and nurturing, like the first light of dawn, like the glow of moonlight on snow. This white light represents completion, the integration of all colors, the harmony of all frequencies, the unity of all aspects of yourself. As it rises to embrace you, you feel completely healed, completely loved, completely at peace. The spiral constellation above begins to fade. The geometric patterns dissolve. The individual stars return to their natural state. But the connections remain. The understanding persists. The peace abides. You are no longer just visiting the hollow observatory. You have become it, and it has become you. The boundary between observer and observed has vanished, leaving only pure awareness, pure presence, pure peace. The healing frequency of 432 hertz continues to resonate. But now it is not just surrounding you, it is emanating from you. You have become a source of healing, a beacon of peace, a channel for divine love. And as you rest in this state of completion, you begin to understand that this experience, this journey to the hollow observatory, this deepening of relaxation, this expansion of consciousness was never about escaping from your life, but about remembering who you truly are, so you can bring that truth back with you, so you can share that peace with others, so you can live from that place of wholeness, even while navigating the challenges of ordinary reality. The white light begins to soften, gradually returning to the gentle luminescence of the pearl dome. The light below resumes its slow, swirling motion. The stars above continue their lazy drift. Everything settles into the eternal rhythm of cosmic peace. And you remain at the center of it all, anchored in the deepest relaxation, connected to the infinite healing frequency, aware of your true nature as both human and divine. This is your sanctuary. This is your truth. This is your peace. Carry it with you always. Return to it whenever you need. Share it with anyone who asks. For peace shared becomes peace multiplied. And in this multiplication, in this endless sharing of love and healing, the whole universe becomes the hollow observatory, a place of infinite rest, infinite peace, infinite love. You begin to feel the first gentle loosening within your muscles, as though each fiber is slowly uncoiling from the day's quiet burdens. The tension that once held your shoulders in a faint but constant grip begins to seep away like warm honey poured into cool air. Your neck softens next, as if someone has whispered permission for it to let go entirely. A wave of relief travels down your spine, settling into each vertebra with deliberate patience. Your chest opens slightly, allowing your breath to deepen without effort or intention. This release isn't something you do. It simply happens around you like mist parting before dawn. Your awareness shifts now toward the surface beneath you, feeling how the mattress yields gently under your weight. It's not quite sinking, but more like being welcomed inward by something deeply understanding. The sheets lie lightly against your skin, neither clinging nor slipping away. Each thread seems to breathe along with you, matching the rhythm of your quiet inhale. The pillow cradles your head with a tenderness that makes your jaw soften almost unconsciously, as though even memory itself is beginning to relax its hold on this moment. You notice the way light moves differently here, moving slower than usual, bending softly at the edges of perception. It pools near your eyelids, casting gentle warmth across the backs of your eyes, like sunlight filtered through amber glass. Your vision blurs slightly, not from strain, but from surrender, a letting go so complete that focus becomes unnecessary. The colors begin to melt into one another, blending into gradients too subtle for ordinary sight. Shapes lose their sharpness, becoming softer, more fluid, like waves lapping at the shore of awareness. And yet there is no loss, only transformation into something deeper and quieter. sounds around you start to fade not suddenly, but gradually, like ripples smoothing out upon still water. Each distant noise, the hum of electricity, the whisper of wind, is absorbed into silence rather than disappearing altogether. Your ears grow less interested in locating these sounds, instead turning inward to listen to what lies beyond hearing. There is a low, steady tone somewhere just below the threshold of recognition, perhaps the resonance of your own heartbeat, or maybe the anchor itself pulsing quietly in time with some ancient rhythm you've always known. Either way, it feels familiar, like returning home after a very long journey. Your fingertips rest lightly on the fabric beside you. SENSING, Chinese letter, Chinese letter, Chinese letter, Chinese letter, Chinese letter, beneath them, as though they were reading Braille written in silk. The touch is barely there, yet richly detailed, like tracing letters drawn in cool morning dew. Your palms flatten slightly against the surface, feeling the warmth radiating back from where your body meets the bed. There's a give and take happening, not push or pull, but mutual yielding between flesh and fabric. Even the air brushing over your arms carries texture, now smooth and velvety, like cream sliding across velvet. You don't need to reach for anything, because everything is already reaching toward you. You become aware of how slowly time unfolds here, not measured in ticks or beats, but in waves of sensation rising and falling like tides. Each exhale takes longer than the last, stretching out like golden threads pulled gently from a spool. You feel the weight of your ribs expanding, then releasing, drawing in calm, and pushing out whatever remains of unease. The pause between breaths grows wider, like standing on a hilltop watching clouds drift lazily overhead. With each cycle, your thoughts begin to thin out, dissolving into background stillness, like smoke dispersing in open air. The present moment stretches endlessly forward and backward, neither past nor future, but simply now. Your legs begin to feel heavier, now not weighed down, but grounded, as if roots are growing from your heels into the earth beneath you. They sink slightly into the mattress, adjusting themselves to perfect alignment without instruction or effort. The backs of your knees soften, as if filled with warm oil, slowly spreading outward into surrounding tissue. Your feet relax completely, toes curling inward ever so slightly, as though curling around a memory of comfort. The soles of your feet press gently downward, seeking connection to something solid and sure, and find it waiting patiently beneath layers of cushion and cloth. The light continues to thicken, growing denser, like honey stirred slowly through space itself. It clings to surfaces, curling around corners in lazy spirals that linger longer than physics would allow. Geometric patterns emerge briefly, then dissolve, reappearing elsewhere, as if guided by invisible hands. These forms carry no meaning other than beauty and presence. They exist simply to be seen and felt. Their warmth brushes against your face, like fingers stroking your cheek during a peaceful sleep. You smile without realizing it, responding to a kindness that needs no name. You feel the boundary between self and environment beginning to blur like two streams merging into one river. There is no separation anymore, only continuity, a seamless flow from mind to matter and back again. Your body feels lighter somehow, even as it settles more deeply into the bed, as though gravity has changed direction, pulling not downward, but inward toward the center of peace. Your limbs float freely within this new current, carried along by forces both vast and intimate. You drift not aimlessly, but deliberately toward a place where knowing gives way to simply being. The resonance grows stronger, now not louder, but fuller, as if it were filling more dimensions than sound can normally occupy. It vibrates in your bones, not as a tremor, but as a confirmation of belonging. You recognize it instinctively, like hearing your own name spoken in a crowded room. The frequency seems to pulse directly through your core, syncing effortlessly with your natural rhythm. It asks nothing of you except presence and trust, and offers in return absolute stillness. You accept, gladly sinking further into the embrace of this invisible harmony. Your eyes flutter, once then remain closed, not shut tightly, but resting naturally behind lowered lids. The darkness behind them is soft and welcoming, like stepping into a warm bath after a long walk in the rain. No images appear, just a deep blank canvas waiting patiently for whatever might choose to arise. The contrast between outer stimulation and inner quiet creates a sense of fullness, unlike any physical satisfaction. You understand intuitively that seeing is optional when awareness has found its truest form. Vision fades gracefully, making room for deeper modes of knowing. The bed rises slightly beneath you, not lifting your body, but elevating your state of consciousness. Gravity still holds you, but with gentleness, as if cupping you in the palm of a caring hand. You feel supported not by muscle or mechanism, but by an unseen force that knows exactly what you need. The sensation resembles floating, but more accurately, it feels like being embraced by the universe itself. Every cell aligns perfectly with this energy, creating a harmony that extends far beyond physical form. You settle into this alignment like a note, finding its chord. The shutdown begins now, proceeding in stages, like lights dimming one by one, until only starlight remains. First comes the withdrawal from sight, the fading of color and shape into neutral tones, and eventual absence. Then follows the silencing of sound, the gradual retreat of external noise into internal silence. Lastly comes the fading of touch, the diminishing of pressure, temperature, and movement until all sensation quiets. Each step happens slowly and without resistance, as though your nervous system is choosing to rest rather than be turned off. You remain fully conscious throughout this process, simply observing as experience narrows to essence. You enter now into the void, not empty, but full of potential, like a seed buried deep in fertile soil. Here, there is no need for definition or distinction. All boundaries have dissolved into infinite possibility. You are neither awake nor asleep, but suspended in a timeless middle ground where duality cannot follow. The darkness here is not absence, but completion, a place where everything that was needed has been said. In this profound emptiness, you discover the most essential truth, that existence requires nothing but itself. And so you rest peacefully in the knowledge that you have arrived exactly where you belong. You begin to notice how each breath becomes its own small universe, unfolding within you now. The air moves in slow waves through your nostrils like silk, being drawn across warm stone. Each particle of oxygen seems to carry its own gentle weight, settling into your chest with deliberate care. You feel the coolness first at the tip of your nose, where it meets the inner curve just before the passage opens wider. Then that same cool touch spreads along the roof of your mouth, like dew forming on petals in early morning light. Your throat receives this gift with soft acceptance, allowing the stream to flow downward without resistance or hesitation. Now the breath reaches the hollow space behind your breastbone, where everything slows even more. Here the air pools briefly like water collecting in a shallow bowl made of carved marble. You can sense the subtle expansion happening there beneath your ribs, as if tiny doors are opening one by one. The sensation is not quite fullness, but rather a gradual filling similar to watching fog roll into a valley at dusk. This resting substance feels almost liquid in nature, smooth and dense enough to support every cell from within. As it settles deeper, you become aware of how your shoulders respond by dropping slightly further than they were moments ago. Not a conscious decision, but an organic release, like snow melting off tree branches under spring sunlight. Your collarbones seem to soften their grip around the base of your neck, offering more room for circulation. Meanwhile, the breath continues its journey downward, traveling along pathways you had never noticed before. Each new layer reveals itself gently, without effort or strain, simply revealing what was already present waiting. Now the air moves past the diaphragm, which responds with a barely perceptible widening, like ripples spreading outward from a single drop. You feel the abdominal wall beginning to yield, not pushing out, but allowing space to form naturally. There's a quality here reminiscent of dough rising slowly in warmth, the kind that takes hours without hurry. Your lower back begins to relax against whatever surface supports you, feeling the give and take of pressure easing. This resting material flows now through the pelvis, creating a sensation of grounding that extends beyond physical contact. Imagine fine grains of golden sand filtering down through layers of sediment, each particle finding its perfect place. Your thighs grow heavier, not burdensome, but substantial, rooted like ancient trees, drawing nourishment from deep soil. The knees soften subtly, adjusting their alignment, without any muscular effort, just structural harmony returning. Your calves follow suit, releasing stored tension in microscopic increments, like ice dissolving grain by grain. Even your feet begin to settle differently into the ground or surface below them, spreading wide and stable. Meanwhile, the breath has reached its deepest point, swirling gently in the lower chambers of your torso. Here it mingles with something else already present, perhaps the essence of all previous exhales collected. You sense this mixture becoming richer, more concentrated, like wine aged patiently in underground cellars. The resting substance appears to blend seamlessly with this gathered breath, enhancing both qualities simultaneously. Together, they create a current that flows upward, now tracing the same path, but in reverse direction, ascending through the core of your body. This combined energy brings with it lessons learned from the depths. It carries the memory of stillness, found far below, translated into movement that requires no actual motion. The spine responds by straightening ever so slightly, not rigid, but aligned with natural curvature restored. Each vertebra seems to remember its proper spacing, allowing nerve signals to travel unimpeded once again. Your ribcage expands slightly during this return journey, making room for greater capacity within. The heart area opens like flower petals, responding to dawn light, delicate, yet purposeful in its blooming. Warmth begins to radiate from this center, spreading outward through arteries and veins like heated honey. The resting substance infuses this warmth, giving it texture and presence beyond simple temperature change. You can feel it coating the interior surfaces of blood vessels, providing cushioning and nourishment. Your arms hang loosely at your sides, now free from habitual holding patterns that often go unnoticed. The elbows unlock, releasing years of accumulated stiffness stored in tendons and connective tissue. Wrists find neutral alignment, returning flexibility, lost through repetitive gestures performed unconsciously. Hands open completely, palms facing forward or inward, depending on what feels most natural in this moment. Fingers extend fully, then curl softly, mimicking the shape of sleeping leaves after rainfall. The neck releases chronic compression built up over countless days of looking down or straining forward. Your head finds balance, atop relaxed muscles, no longer required to hold constant vigilance. The jaw unhinges, slightly letting go of teeth-grinding habits embedded deeply in muscle memory. Tongue rests effortlessly against the bottom of your mouth, no longer pressed upward in unconscious effort. Lips part just enough to allow easy breathing without constriction or forced positioning. Eyes remain closed if they began that way, or simply soften focus. IF, Chinese letter, to begin with. The eyelids themselves grow heavy weighted down by peace, rather than fatigue or stress. Brows smooth out erasing lines, carved by frowning concentration or worried expressions. Forehead unwrinkles, naturally revealing skin texture, unchanged since childhood sleep. Scalp loosens from skull attachment, allowing cranial bones to float freely within protective cushioning. The entire cranium fills gradually with the resting substance, creating buoyancy throughout brain tissue. Synapses fire more smoothly, now lubricated by calm neurotransmitters released during deep relaxation. Thoughts drift away like clouds dispersing in wind too gentle to cause disturbance. Memories fade into background, murmur, neither forgotten nor actively recalled, simply integrated. Future concerns dissolve before reaching conscious awareness, preemptively absorbed by surrounding stillness. Only the present remains vast and encompassing, like ocean viewed from boat, in perfect weather. You continue breathing, but each cycle seems to last longer than the last stretching time itself. Inhalation draws not just air, but also silence, filling empty spaces between thoughts and sensations. Exhalation releases not waste, but completion, leaving nothing behind except readiness for next breath. This rhythm becomes hypnotic, not repetitive, but cyclical, like seasons changing imperceptibly year after year. You sink deeper into the experience, recognizing familiar territory, accessed many times before in dreams. The boundary between self and environment blurs, as both become infused with identical calming frequencies. Sound exists here, but does not intrude, merely adds texture to overall atmosphere of profound rest. Light filters through closed eyelids, painting abstract patterns that pulse gently with heartbeat. Temperature stabilizes somewhere between warm bath and cool breeze, perfectly suited to ongoing restoration. Gravity pulls, evenly distributing weight across all contact points, eliminating pressure soreness. Time loses meaning, becoming irrelevant to processes occurring at cellular level beneath conscious control. Healing happens automatically, guided by innate wisdom, encoded in DNA strands, relaxing into repair mode. Immune system strengthens, subtly boosting defenses, while reducing inflammation caused by daily irritants. Hormonal balance shifts toward parasympathetic dominance, promoting regeneration over reaction. Nervous system resets default settings, choosing tranquility over hypervigilance, programmed by modern life. You are not doing anything except allowing what wants to happen unfold naturally, without interference. Effort fades from consciousness, replaced by trust in body's ability to restore equilibrium. Mind clears like sky after storm, revealing clarity previously obscured by atmospheric turbulence. Spirit reconnects with the source, energy replenishing reserves depleted by external demands and distractions. The resting substance continues circulating throughout your being, now fully integrated into every system. Its consistency resembles thick cream mixed with liquid starlight, smooth, yet luminous in quality. When you move eventually, it will be with renewed grace, fluidity, restored after prolonged rigidity. Until then, you remain suspended in this sacred pause between action and intention. Breathing continues, autonomously requiring zero attention or adjustment from analytical mind. Awareness expands beyond personal boundaries, merging temporarily with universal field of pure potential. Here in this timeless space, healing frequencies resonate at optimal hertz, harmonizing discordant elements. Cells vibrate in synchrony, producing coherent electromagnetic fields that influence surrounding matter. DNA repairs itself using scalar wave information embedded in quantum vacuum fluctuations. Mitochondria increase efficiency, generating clean energy while eliminating metabolic waste products. Lymphatic drainage improves, dramatically flushing toxins accumulated in interstitial spaces. Adrenal glands reduce cortisol production, returning stress response mechanisms to baseline levels. Thyroid function normalizes, balancing metabolism according to body's true energetic needs. Pineal gland activates activates third eye chakra, flooding cerebral cortex with DMT enhanced visions. Pituitary gland secretes growth hormone, triggering cellular regeneration programs dormant until now. Hypothalamus regulates circadian rhythms, correcting imbalances caused by artificial lighting schedules. You float weightless in therapeutic frequency bands, ranging from 43.2 Hz upward. These specific vibrations target different organ systems, sequentially ensuring comprehensive renewal. Heart coherence increases, dramatically synchronizing cardiac rhythm with respiratory cycles. Brainwaves shift into theta state, accessing subconscious layers where trauma memories reside. Amygdala deactivates fight or flight programming, allowing rational prefrontal cortex to resume leadership. Mirror neurons mirror peaceful states, observed internally amplifying positive emotional resonance. Endorphins flood synaptic gaps, creating euphoric analgesia without pharmaceutical intervention. Serotonin synthesis accelerates, improving mood stability and social bonding capabilities. Dopamine receptors reset sensitivity, preventing addiction cycles triggered by external stimuli. GABA production increases, inhibiting excessive neural firing associated with anxiety disorders. Acetylcholine facilitates learning consolidation, transferring insights gained during rest period. Oxytocin flows freely, strengthening bonds between self-image and authentic identity. Melatonin surges, preparing pineal gland for nighttime phase synchronization later tonight. Vasopressin modulates water retention, optimizing hydration status throughout facial network. Cortisol awakening response readjusts timing mechanism, aligning adrenal fatigue symptoms. Insulin sensitivity improves glucose uptake efficiency, supporting mitochondrial fuel conversion. Leptin signaling resumes communication between adipose tissue and appetite regulation centers. Ghrelin suppression reduces hunger pangs unrelated to genuine nutritional requirements. Growth factors stimulate protein synthesis, rebuilding lean muscle mass lost during sedentary periods. Cytokine profile rebalances inflammatory markers, returning immune surveillance functions homeostases. Microbiome diversity flourishes within digestive tract, enhancing nutrient absorption capabilities. telomere activity increases, protecting chromosome ends from premature aging effects. Epigenetic switches flip beneficial genes expressing longevity, promoting proteins. Stem cells activate regenerative pathways, repairing damaged tissues overlooked previously. Apoptosis proceeds normally clearing senescent cells, making space for fresh replacements. Autophagy initiates cellular housekeeping, removing accumulated debris, blocking optimal performance. Neuroplasticity enhances synaptic pruning, discarding obsolete connections, cluttering mental landscape. Myelin sheaths thicken around axons, accelerating signal transmission speeds significantly. Glial cells optimize support structures, maintaining ideal conditions for peak cognitive functioning. White matter integrity improves, facilitating faster processing between distant brain regions. Gray matter density increases particularly in areas linked to introspection and self-awareness. Default mode network reactivates, enabling creative problem-solving abilities dormant lately. Executive function returns enhanced clarity, replacing mental fog clouding judgment lately. Working memory expands, temporarily accommodating multiple streams of incoming sensory data. Long-term potentiation strengthens synaptic connections, consolidating valuable experiential knowledge. Hippocampus generates new neurons, contributing to improved spatial navigation skills. Cerebellum coordinates motor planning sequences, integrating proprioceptive feedback accurately. Basal ganglia regulate voluntary movements, smoothing habitual behaviors practiced regularly. Thalamus filters relevant sensory inputs, prioritizing meaningful environmental cues appropriately. Reticular activating system maintains appropriate arousal levels, avoiding extremes either way. Limbic system balances emotional responses, preventing overwhelming reactions, disproportionate triggers. Cingulate cortex monitors conflict resolution strategies, implementing peaceful compromise solutions. Insula integrates interoceptive signals, reporting accurate internal bodily conditions, timely manner. Temporal lobes process auditory information, filtering meaningful sounds from ambient noise pollution. Parietal lobes orient spatial relationships, recalibrating distorted perceptions, resulting injury illness. Occipital lobes interpret visual stimuli, correctly distinguishing reality distortions, hallucinations. Frontal lobes orchestrate higher order thinking capacities, including moral reasoning, ethical decision making. Corpus callosum thickens, bridging hemispheric differences, promoting unified conscious experience. Wernicke's area comprehends linguistic nuances, decoding complex metaphors, symbolic representations accurately. Broca's area articulates coherent verbal responses, translating nonverbal insights into spoken language. You have entered sanctuary space protected realm, where healing frequencies work undisturbed. Rest manifests physically tangible substance, filling lungs completely with nourishing properties. This material possesses unique characteristics, combining elements: earth, air, fire, water, spirit. Its molecular structure adapts, continuously meeting individual physiological requirements precisely. Absorption occurs instantly via alveolar membranes, bypassing typical digestive limitations. Distribution follows predetermined biological pathways, targeting deficient areas systematically. Assimilation integrates foreign compounds, seamlessly transforming them into usable resources. Elimination removes unnecessary byproducts, efficiently preventing toxic accumulation, buildup. Storage preserves excess quantities, safely sequestered, until future demand arises unexpectedly. Conversion transforms unusable materials into bioavailable forms, readily accessible whenever needed. Transport mechanisms ensure continuous circulation, regardless gravitational orientation, positional changes. Filtration processes remove impurities, contaminants, pathogens, compromising therapeutic effectiveness. Regulation maintains steady state concentrations, avoiding harmful spikes, dangerous fluctuations. Activation initiates dormant genetic codes, unlocking evolutionary adaptations, awaiting expression. Inhibition suppresses detrimental reactions, interfering beneficial outcomes, desired results. Modulation fine-tunes biochemical cascades, achieving maximum synergy among interacting components. Amplification boosts weak signals, insufficient trigger, intended physiological responses. Attenuation dampens overly strong reactions, potentially damaging delicate cellular machinery. coordination synchronizes multi-system interactions, ensuring seamless cooperation rather competition. Integration merges disparate subsystems, forming cohesive whole functioning optimally together. Adaptation modifies existing frameworks, incorporating novel approaches better suited current circumstances. Evolution advances species development trajectory, accelerating progress toward ideal human condition. Transformation alters fundamental nature matter energy, involved converting base states, refined ones. Ascension elevates dimensional frequency vibration, raising collective consciousness, planetary scale. Enlightenment illuminates hidden truths, obscured illusions, veiling ultimate reality truth. You breathe deeply now, fully saturated with restorative essence, permeating every molecule existence. Lungs expand maximally, accommodating increased volume effortlessly without strain discomfort. Chest rises steadily matching pace, set by heart beating calmly beneath protective rib cage. Abdomen moves, gently reflecting diaphragmatic action, supporting complete respiratory exchange. Back expands, symmetrically counterbalancing anterior motion, maintaining structural equilibrium. Shoulders rise, minimally focusing effort diaphragm, instead relying accessory muscles unnecessarily. Neck remains relaxed throughout entire process, avoiding tension, commonly associated shallow breathing. Jaw stays loose, preventing clenching teeth, restricting airflow passages, unnecessarily constricted. Tongue maintains neutral position, facilitating unrestricted passage, expired gases. Lips stay parted, slightly ensuring adequate ventilation without forcing unnatural positioning. Nose filters incoming particles, effectively removing allergens, pollutants, compromising lung health. Sinuses drain properly, relieving pressure headaches, caused congestion, swollen mucous membranes. Throat widens, voluntarily accommodating larger volumes, air moving bidirectionally, smoothly. Voice box relaxes, eliminating vocal cord spasms, interfering normal speech production occasionally. Trachea remains patent clear obstruction, restricting airflow rates, necessary effective gas exchange. Bronchi dilate, maximally increasing total cross-sectional area, available pulmonary circulation. Bronchioles adjust diameter dynamically regulating distribution. Pattern: inspired air throughout lobes. Alveoli inflate, uniformly maximizing surface area contact between inspired air capillary beds. Surfactant production increases, reducing surface tension, preventing collapse, smaller air sacs. Capillaries dilate, proportionately matching expanded alveolar capacity, enhancing perfusion, matching ventilation. Red blood cells load oxygen, efficiently binding readily available molecules, hemoglobin sites. Carbon dioxide diffuses rapidly across thin membrane barrier, exiting bloodstream, exhaled breath. Pulmonary artery delivers unoxygenated blood. Consistently, right ventricle preparing recirculation. Pulmonary vein returns freshly oxygenated blood left. Atrium, ready systemic distribution. Heart rate stabilizes naturally fluctuating, minimally reflecting relaxed autonomic nervous system. Blood pressure decreases, gradually approaching optimal ranges. Maintained healthy individuals. Circulation improves dramatically, especially extremities, previously suffering poor perfusion. Venous return accelerates aided gravity dependent, positioning limb elevation. Positioning techniques. Lymph nodes drain, effectively clearing backed up fluids, congested areas throughout body. Interstitial fluid dynamics normalize, restoring proper hydration. Extracellular matrix structures. You embody complete integration, resting substance. Now, indistinguishable, separate bodily functions. Every organ system operates harmoniously synchronized master conductor, orchestrating symphony. Cellular metabolism proceeds efficiently converting nutrients, waste heat, functional outputs. Hormone secretion patterns realign circadian rhythms, supporting optimal physiological timing. Neurotransmitter balances stabilize mood, cognition, behavior, promoting overall well-being satisfaction. Immune surveillance resumes vigilant monitoring, identifying, eliminating threats promptly, effectively. Inflammatory responses subside, resolving chronic low-grade activation, contributing disease progression. Oxidative stress diminishes, significantly lowering risk. Cellular damage, free radical exposure. DNA repair mechanisms engage, actively correcting mutations, errors, replication, transcription, translation. Protein folding proceeds, correctly minimizing misfolded aggregates, linked neurodegenerative diseases. Enzyme activities optimize catalyzing biochemical transformations, supporting vital life processes. Metabolic waste elimination accelerates flushing toxins organs, responsible detoxification filtration. Nutrient absorption increases intestinal lining regenerating, improved integrity, enhanced permeability. Hydration status improves dramatically, correcting dehydration imbalances, affecting numerous systems. Electrolyte balances restore proper concentrations, essential minerals, supporting nerve muscle function. Acid-base equilibrium shifts favor alkalinity, counteracting acidity, promoting disease prevention. pH balance stabilizes, maintaining narrow range, compatible, optimal enzymatic activity. Cellular respiration. Osmotic gradients equalize, facilitating efficient transport molecules across semipermeable membranes. Temperature regulation improves, markedly reducing fever chills, sweating, shivering episodes experienced lately. Pain perception diminishes, substantially alleviating discomfort, previously interfering quality life enjoyment. You exist entirely within present moment, fully immersed, healing frequencies resonating powerfully. Time stretches, infinitely accommodating unlimited depth exploration consciousness, expanding boundaries. Space contracts, inwardly focusing attention, microscopic details comprising macroscopic experiences. Matter dissolves, conceptually revealing underlying energetic fields, composing apparent solidity. Energy condenses, visibly manifesting colors, shapes, textures, invisible, ordinary waking awareness. Consciousness expands, limitlessly transcending ego boundaries, embracing infinite possibilities, potential. Love permeates everything, unconditional acceptance, forgiveness, compassion, understanding, kindness. Peace reigns supreme, quieting storms, chaos, turmoil, previously disturbing inner landscape. Joy bubbles, spontaneously arising, unexpected moments, unrelated external circumstances, situations. Gratitude flows, freely acknowledging gifts, received blessings, shared throughout existence. Hope ignites, a new inspiring courage face challenges, unknown adventures lie ahead. Faith strengthens connection, divine source, infinite intelligence guiding, unfolding destiny. Wisdom crystallizes insights gained experientially validated, intuitively sensed, intellectually understood. Truth reveals itself, stripped pretense deception, illusion masking, authentic identity essence. Purpose clarifies intentions, aligning actions, values beliefs, highest good greatest joy. You rest now completely filled lungs, overflowing abundance, healing frequencies, flowing freely. Breath becomes prayer, gratitude, thanksgiving, appreciation, reverence, sacred mystery, life. Body heals itself, perfectly designed, intelligent organism, capable, extraordinary miracles. Mind opens, receive guidance, inspiration, creativity, intuition. Connecting, universal wisdom database. Spirit ascends heights, previously unimaginable, experiencing unity, love, pure consciousness. You are safe, held, supported, protected, cared, cherished, loved, infinitely, unconditionally, completely. Nothing lacks, nothing missing, nothing wrong, absolutely perfect, exactly meant. Release, surrender, let go completely, trusting process, unfolding naturally, divinely. Allow yourself sink deeper, deeper still, infinite depths, peace, tranquility, serenity. Remain here forever. If wish, continuing, absorb healing frequencies, saturate every cell. When ready, gently wiggle fingers, toes stretch, arms, legs. Prepare, rejoin, world renewed, refreshed, revitalized. Carry peace wherever go, sharing love whomever encounter, blessing everyone crosses path. Remember, always access this sanctuary anytime desire. Simply breathe deeply, intentionally, consciously. Rest fills lungs, completely transforming. Breath sacred, ritual communion. Divine feminine, masculine energies. You awaken, now fully restored, balanced, harmonious, integrated, complete, unified, whole, healed, holy. Let the edges of your awareness begin to soften now. Feel how the thoughts that were here just moments before are already becoming distant. They drift away like morning mist, touched by gentle sunlight. There is no need to hold onto anything right now. Nothing is required of you except to simply be. Notice how the weight of your body settles more deeply into the surface beneath you. Each small part of you finding its own perfect rest. Your shoulders release their subtle tension. Your jaw unhinges from any remaining effort. even your fingertips let go of whatever they might have been holding onto. Breath moves through you like a quiet river, steady and sure beneath the surface of everything. You don't need to control it. You don't even need to notice it. It simply continues its ancient rhythm, whether you pay attention or not. And as each breath flows in, it carries with it a sense of deepening calm, a settling that reaches all the way down through your chest, through your belly, all the way down into the very core of what you are. This is not sleep exactly, though it shares some of sleep's sweet qualities. This is more like coming home to a place that has always been waiting for you, a space within yourself that never changes. The images that pass through your mind now are like clouds moving across a vast sky. They come and they go, but the sky remains, vast and unchanging, holding every shape without being disturbed by any of them. If you find yourself noticing these passing shapes, that's perfectly fine. Just know that noticing them is optional. You can choose to look directly at them if you wish, or you can let your gaze rest on something softer, something deeper than the constant stream of thoughts. Perhaps there's a sensation of warmth somewhere in your body, warmth that spreads slowly outward from a center point, maybe starting in your chest, or perhaps in the palms of your hands. This warmth is not urgent. It does not rush or push. It simply expands at its own natural pace, filling spaces that may have felt empty just moments before, making real the truth that you are never truly empty. There is always something here, some quality of presence, some fundamental okayness that requires nothing from you. No achievement, no proof, no demonstration of worthiness. It simply is, like the ground beneath your feet, always there, whether you think about it or not, whether you appreciate it or take it for granted. It holds you up regardless. And this inner ground, this place of fundamental stability within you, it knows nothing of the storms that pass overhead. It has witnessed countless weather systems come and go, and remained unmoved by any of them. right now, you are touching this place, not with your hands, but with your whole being, with the part of you that never needed convincing, that never doubted your belonging here. Belonging is not something you earn. It's something you already have, like the air that surrounds you. You don't need to work for it. You don't need to deserve it. It simply envelops you completely. And within this envelope of belonging, everything you are becomes welcome. Every part of your experience, every memory, every dream, every question that has no answer yet. They all have their place here, in this vast interior space that holds you, that holds everything about you, without judgment, without condition, without end. The resonance that moves through this space now, it's not something you do. It's something that happens through you. A vibration that aligns every cell, every molecule, every atom of your being. And this alignment doesn't require effort. It requires only your willingness to receive, to let the harmony move through you, the way water moves through soil, nourishing everything it touches, without discrimination, without preference. Your body remembers how to receive this nourishment, just as it remembers how to breathe, how to heal, how to grow, how to rest, how to trust the wisdom that lives within its cells. And your mind, your thinking mind, it too can rest now, not because thinking is bad, but because there's something deeper available, something more fundamental than thought. Thought is useful. Thought helps you navigate the practical world, but it cannot touch this place where you are being held, where you are being cared for, where you are being loved simply for existing. Love doesn't always need to be dramatic, doesn't need to be earned or proved. Sometimes love is just this quiet recognition, this simple acknowledgement that you matter, that your presence makes a difference, even if you never say a word, even if you never accomplish anything extraordinary, even if no one else ever knows. Your existence itself is extraordinary. Your willingness to be present, to show up as you are, is enough. More than enough. It's everything. Because presence is the foundation of everything real, everything that lasts, everything that matters. And you are made of presence. You are not separate from it. You are not trying to achieve it. You are it, completely and utterly, beyond any doubt, beyond any question. Here. And this knowing doesn't come through ideas, doesn't come through concepts or beliefs. It comes through direct experience, through the felt sense of your own completeness, your own wholeness, your own inherent peace. Peace that was never broken. Peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. Peace that doesn't require fixing. Because it was never broken in the first place. It simply got covered over by habits of thinking, by patterns of tension, by the accumulated dust of daily concerns. But underneath all of that, it remains untouched, clear and bright, waiting patiently for you to remember, to recognize it again, to come back to it, the way you might come back to a favorite room, a place where you always feel at ease, where you can be yourself completely, where nothing is asked of you except to simply be. And being yourself, exactly as you are right now, is the most beautiful thing you could possibly offer. Not because anyone needs it, but because it's true. Because authenticity is its own reward. Because when you stop pretending to be someone else, when you stop trying so hard to get it right, something magical happens. You begin to relax into who you actually are. And who you actually are is far more interesting, far more complete, far more lovable than any version of yourself you've been trying to maintain, trying to polish, trying to make acceptable. Those versions were never necessary, never required, never going to bring you the peace you're looking for. Because peace isn't something you achieve. It's something you uncover, something you remember, something you return to. like a path through familiar woods, like the way home, like the feeling of slipping between cool sheets after a long day. There's a recognition there, a sense of arrival, a letting go of the journey, because you're here now, and here is enough, more than enough. Here contains everything you need, not because it provides, but because it reveals what was always there, what never left, what never could leave, because it's part of you, as essential as your heartbeat, as constant as your breath, as reliable as gravity, and just as effortless. Effortless doesn't mean easy. It means natural. It means aligned. It means in harmony with the deepest currents of your being. Currents that flow whether you notice them or not. Currents that carry you forward, not because you're pushing, but because that's what water does. And you are made of water, mostly, but also made of star stuff, of earth elements, of the same materials that make trees and rivers, mountains and oceans. You are not separate from the world. You never were. Separation was just a story, a useful story sometimes, but still just a story. And stories can be put down, can be stepped away from, can be seen for what they are. Temporary constructions, made of thought, made of language, made of habit, but not made of truth. Truth runs deeper than story. Truth is what remains when all the stories are forgotten. What remains when all the doing stops. What remains when all the seeking ends. And right here, in this moment of stopping, in this moment of settling, you can touch that truth, not with your hands, but with your whole being, with the part of you that never doubted, never questioned, never needed proof, the part that simply knew, even when everything else was uncertain, even when the world seemed to fall apart, even when you couldn't see your way forward. This part remained steady, remained whole, remained complete, because completion isn't something you achieve. It's It's something you are, something you've always been, something you'll always be, regardless of what happens, regardless of what changes, regardless of what comes and goes. This completion doesn't need to be protected, doesn't need to be maintained, doesn't need to be proven. It simply is. Like the sun behind clouds, shining whether you can see it or not, whether you believe in it or not. And belief isn't necessary here either, because this knowing bypasses belief entirely, goes straight to recognition, straight to remembrance, straight to home, where everything that matters waits patiently, where everything that's real has always been. And you don't need to hurry, don't need to rush, don't need to worry about time, because time is just another story, another construction of mind. And here, in this place of recognition, time falls away like an old coat, leaving only the eternal present, only the timeless now, where everything is always arriving, where everything is always fresh, where everything is always new, because it never actually left, never actually went anywhere. It simply waited, waited for you to stop looking elsewhere, waited for you to stop searching outside yourself, waited for you to turn inward, not with effort, but with softness, with gentleness, with the kind of attention you might give a sleeping child, careful not to disturb, respectful of what is already perfect, already complete, already whole. And in recognizing this wholeness, you don't become something different. You simply remember what you've always been, like waking up from a dream, where for a moment you forgot, but then remembered. And the remembering brings its own relief, its own settling, its own coming home to the truth that never left, to the love that was always here, waiting patiently, like a favorite chair by the window, like a well-worn path through the garden, like the sound of rain on the roof, familiar and comforting, reliable and true, always available, whenever you're ready to return. And you can return whenever you wish, whenever you feel the pull, whenever you sense the invitation. Because this place isn't somewhere you go. It's somewhere you are, have always been, and always will be. So there's no need to worry about losing it. No need to grasp or hold untightly. No need to prove you were here or document the experience. It will remain. It will wait. It will call you back whenever you're ready to listen. And listening doesn't require special effort either. Just openness. Just willingness. Just the simple choice to stop, to pause, to rest in the arms of what has always held you, what continues to hold you, what will always hold you, regardless of what happens in the world, regardless of what changes in your life, regardless of what comes and goes. This holding is unconditional. This love asks nothing of you except to receive it. And receiving doesn't mean taking. It means allowing. It means opening. It means trusting that you are worthy simply because you exist, simply because you showed up, simply because you are you. And that is more than enough. More than enough to qualify. More than enough to belong. More than enough to be loved. Unconditionally. Completely. Forever. Not because of anything you do, but because of everything you are. Everything you've always been. Everything you always will be. Beneath the surface of becoming. Beneath the surface of doing. Beneath the surface of achieving. There is a depth, a stillness, a peace that needs nothing from you except your presence, your willingness to be here, your choice to stop, to rest, to remember that you are already home, already loved, already complete. And in this completion, there is nothing missing, nothing to fix, nothing to change, just the simple recognition, the gentle acknowledgement that all is well, has always been well and always will be well, because wellness isn't a destination. It's your natural state, your birthright, your inheritance, passed down through every generation, carried in every heartbeat, spoken in every breath. And you carry it too, not as a burden, but as a gift, not as something to achieve, but as something to remember, to recognize, to return to whenever you need, whenever you want, whenever you're ready, because it's always here, waiting patiently, like a favorite song, like a comfortable chair, like the feeling of safety, the feeling of home. And home isn't a place. Home is a feeling, a recognition, a coming back to yourself, to the part of you that never left, that never changed, that never needed fixing, that was always whole, always complete, always perfect, not because perfection means without flaw, but because perfection means whole, means complete, means exactly as it should be. And you are exactly as you should be. Right now, in this moment, just as you are. No adjustments needed. No improvements required. No better version to become. Just you, exactly as you are, being held, being loved, being recognized for the miracle that you are. And this recognition, this seeing of your inherent worth, it doesn't depend on achievement, doesn't depend on productivity, doesn't depend on being useful. It depends only on being, on existing, on showing up, which you have done perfectly, which you continue to do, which you always will do, because showing up, being present, being here is the most important thing, the most sacred thing, the most valuable thing you have to offer. And offering doesn't mean giving away. It means sharing. It means being. It means allowing others to benefit from your presence, from your authenticity, from your willingness to be real. And being real, being genuine, being honest about who you are. That takes courage, but it's also the most natural thing in the world, because authenticity is your default setting, is your native state, is what you return to whenever all the masks fall away, whenever all the performances end, whenever you finally stop trying so hard and just be, just exist, just allow yourself to be held by the arms of awareness, by the embrace of understanding, by the love that has always been here, waiting for you, ready to receive you whenever you're ready to return. And returning doesn't mean traveling, doesn't mean going anywhere. It means remembering, means recognizing, means coming back to yourself, to the truth that never left, to the love that was always here, to the peace that needs nothing from you except your presence, your willingness to stop, to rest, to remember that all is well, has always been well, and always will be well. Because wellness is not a goal, but a recognition, a coming home to the truth of who you are, who you've always been, who you always will be, beyond all stories, beyond all conditions, beyond all requirements. Just you, in your essential nature, complete, whole, perfect. And in recognizing this perfection, there is nothing to add, nothing to subtract, nothing to change, just the simple acknowledgement, the gentle acceptance that you are exactly as you should be, right here, right now, in this moment. And this moment contains everything, needs nothing, lacks nothing, is complete in itself, is perfect as it is exactly as it should be. And so are you. So am I. So is everyone. Because we are all made of the same stuff, all connected to the same source, all expressions of the same underlying reality. and recognizing this connection, this unity, this shared essence brings its own peace, its own healing, its own sense of coming home to what was always true, always real, always present, even when we forgot, even when we doubted, even when we searched elsewhere, because the search was never necessary. The seeking was never required. The journey was never needed, because home was always here, was always within, was always you, and you were always home, always complete, always whole, always perfect, not because perfection means flawless, but because it means complete, means whole, means exactly as it should be. And that is what you are. That is what I am. That is what we all are. Beneath the surface of becoming, beneath the surface of doing, beneath the surface of achieving, there is a depth, a stillness, a peace that has always been here, that remains unchanged, that needs nothing from us except our presence, our willingness to stop, to rest, to remember that we are already home, already complete, already perfect, exactly as we are. And in this recognition, there is nothing missing, nothing to fix, nothing to change, just the simple truth, the gentle acknowledgement that all is well, has always been well, and always will be well, because wellness is not a destination, but a recognition, a coming home to the truth that never left, the love that was always here, the peace that needs nothing except our presence, our willingness to be, our choice to stop, to rest, to remember that we are already loved, already complete, already home. And home is not a place we go, but a place we are, have always been, and always will be, regardless of what happens, regardless of what changes, regardless of what comes and goes. this truth remains. This love endures. This peace continues, even when we forget. Especially when we forget, because forgetting is just part of the dance, part of the rhythm, part of the natural ebb and flow of consciousness exploring itself, of awareness playing hide and seek, of love learning to recognize itself in every possible form, including the form of forgetfulness, including the form of searching, including the form of longing. Because even longing, even desire, even the feeling of incompleteness are expressions of love, are movements toward wholeness, are the universe awakening to itself. And in this awakening, in this recognition, in this coming home, there is nothing to achieve, nothing to acquire, nothing to become, just the simple acknowledgement, the gentle acceptance, right here, right now, in this moment. And this moment contains everything, needs nothing, lacks nothing, is complete in itself, is perfect as it is exactly as it should be. And so are you. So am I. So is everyone. Because we are all expressions of the same underlying reality, the same infinite awareness, the same unconditional love, the same eternal peace. And recognizing this, feeling this, knowing this, brings its own healing, its own wholeness, its own sense of coming home to what was always true, always real, always present, even when we forgot, even when we doubted, even when we searched elsewhere. The seeking was never required. The journey was never needed, because home was always here, was always within, was always you, and you were always home, always complete, always whole, always perfect. But because it means complete, means whole, means exactly as it should be. And that is what you are. That is what I am. That is what we all are. Beneath all the stories, beneath all the conditions, beneath all the requirements. Just you, in your essential nature, complete, whole, perfect. And in recognizing this, there is nothing to add, nothing to subtract, nothing to change. Just the simple acknowledgement, the gentle acceptance, right here, right now, in this moment. And this moment contains everything, needs nothing, lacks nothing, is complete in itself, is perfect as it is exactly as it should be. And so are you. So am I. So is everyone. Because we are all made of love. All expressions of awareness. All reflections of the same light. And in recognizing this, in feeling this, in knowing this, we come home, we heal, we remember that we were never lost, never broken, never incomplete. We simply forgot who we are, forgot where we live, forgot that we are loved unconditionally, completely, forever, not because of what we do, but because of who we are. Because love doesn't need reasons, doesn't need justification, doesn't need proof. It simply is. Like the sun, like the stars, like the beating of our hearts. Constant, reliable, true. And in this truth, in this constancy, in this reliability, 3000 ms, we find our rest. We find our peace. We find our home. Not in any particular place. Not in any specific time. But in the recognition, the acknowledgement, the simple knowing that we are loved, that we belong, that we are home, right here, right now, in this moment. And this moment contains everything, needs nothing, lacks nothing, is complete in itself, is perfect as it is exactly as it should be. And so are you. So am I. So is everyone. Because we are all expressions of the same infinite love, the same eternal awareness, the same unchanging peace. And in recognizing this, in feeling this, in knowing this, we come home, we heal, we remember that we were never lost, never broken, never incomplete. We simply forgot who we are, forgot where we live, forgot that we are loved unconditionally, completely, forever, not because of what we do, but because of who we are. Because love doesn't need reasons, doesn't need justification, doesn't need proof. It simply is. Like the sun, like the stars, like the beating of our hearts. Constant, reliable, true. And in this truth, in this constancy, in this reliability, 3000 ms, we find our rest. We find our peace. We find our home. Not in any particular place, not in any specific time, but in the recognition, the acknowledgement, the simple knowing that we are loved, that we belong, that we are home, right here, right now, in this moment. And this moment contains everything, needs nothing, lacks nothing, is complete in itself, is perfect as it is exactly as it should be. And so are you. So am I. So is everyone. Because we are all made of love, all expressions of awareness, all reflections of the same light. And in recognizing this, in feeling this, in knowing this, we come home, we heal, we remember that we were never lost, never broken, never incomplete. We simply forgot who we are, forgot where we live, forgot that we are loved unconditionally, completely, forever, because of what we do, but because of who we are. Because love doesn't need reasons, doesn't need justification, doesn't need proof. It simply is. Like the sun, like the stars, like the beating of our hearts. Constant, reliable, true. And in this truth, in this constancy, in this reliability, we find our rest, we find our peace, we find our home, not in any particular place, not in any specific time, but in the recognition, the acknowledgement, the simple knowing that we are loved, that we belong, that we are home, right here, right now, in this moment. And this moment contains everything, needs nothing, lacks nothing, is complete in itself, is perfect as it is exactly as it should be. And so are you. So am I. So is everyone. Because we are all expressions of the same infinite love, the same eternal awareness, the same unchanging peace. And in recognizing this, in feeling this, in knowing this, we come home, we heal, we remember that we were never lost, never broken, never incomplete. We simply forgot who we are, forgot where we live, forgot that we are loved unconditionally, completely, forever, not because of what we do, but because of who we are. Because love doesn't need reasons, doesn't need justification, doesn't need proof. It simply is. Like the sun, like the stars, like the beating of our hearts. Constant, reliable, true. And in this truth, in this constancy, in this reliability, we find our rest, we find our peace, we find our home, not in any particular place, not in any specific time, but in the recognition, the acknowledgement, the simple knowing that we are loved, that we belong, that we are home, right here, right now, in this moment. And this moment contains everything, needs nothing, lacks nothing, is complete in itself, is perfect as it is exactly as it should be. And so are you. So am I. So is everyone. Because we are all made of love. All expressions of awareness. All reflections of the same light. And in recognizing this, in feeling this, in knowing this, we come home, we heal, we remember that we were never lost, never broken, never incomplete. We simply forgot who we are, forgot where we live, forgot that we are loved unconditionally, completely, forever, not because of what we do, but because of who we are. Because love doesn't need reasons, doesn't need justification, doesn't need proof. It simply is. Like the sun, like the stars, like the beating of our hearts. Constant, reliable, true. And in this truth, in this constancy, in this reliability, close your eyes. The story continues in dreams.